Bonjour les élèves. Today we are going to work on the rooms of the house. So tournez à la page 65, turn to page 65 in your notebook if you've been numbering it, or you can look at it as Unit 4, page 3. So la maison is the house. So looking at them, the first rooms of the house that are masculine, we have le salon, the living room. In some houses, it is just the place that is kind of the fancy. If you have a bigger house with extra rooms, it might be a place you just don't really hang out. It's just kind of there and maybe for guests. But for if you have a smaller house, the living room and the family room is all the same thing. So it depends on the type of house you live in and what you use your rooms for. So le salon sometimes can be a little more formal. Le WC is the half bath, the restroom. So you don't have a shower in a WC. You don't have a bathtub in the WC. You just have what you see in the picture. So le WC, half bath or restroom. There's another word, but that will be in the feminine. Le garage, cognate, easy enough. There's no problems with that one. Remember, if you need to pause the video, because I'm going too fast, just pause it to write down your answers. Le jardin is the yard. Could be the front, could be the back. Here, our tendency to have backyards where our patio is, our pool, where everything goes. It's not unusual that the main yard with the picnic table and stuff would be in the front in a lot of different French houses. But jardin does not necessarily mean a garden. It means the yard. Le grenier is the attic. So way, way up top, attic. Some of you might have it all set up that it can be a bedroom or a playroom. Some people have it for storage. Some people, like us, we just have a little hole that you have to crawl up into it. So we never go there. Le toit, the roof. So that's the roof of the house there, le toit. Le sous-sol is the basement. Now again, your sous-sol, if you have one, might be finished and you might use it as bedrooms or a playroom or something like that. Or it may look like this where you just keep storage. So le sous-sol. L'escalier is stairs. That's where we get the word escalator from. But it's not a moving one. This is just your regular staircase. L'escalier. L'ascenseur. Okay, I know you probably don't have one of these in your houses, but it's kind of a good word to know because you'll see them in other places, like at the mall or at hospitals or at hotels. So you ascend up the floors. Le couloir is a hallway, and that could be a hallway at your house or a hallway in a school. So le couloir. Les meubles is furniture. It's the stuff you find in the different rooms in your house. So les meubles. So feminine. First one is la salle à manger, the dining room. So la salle à manger. So you know the word manger means to eat. So that should be an easy one. It's the room where you eat. La cuisine, we've seen many times. We've seen it with faire la cuisine, to cook and make a meal. We saw it with a cuisinière, a cook. We saw it with cuisiner, another verb to cook. And now la cuisine is the kitchen, where all the cooking happens. La salle de jeu is a game room or a rec room. If you happen to have an area that you might have a pool table or an air hockey or foos table or even your video games. So it could be a playroom too. So a salle de jeu, game room, rec room, playroom. La chambre, bedroom. We've had that before. La salle de bain is the bathroom. Now, this one has the bathtub or the shower and the sink and the toilet and all of those kind of things. So if you have a shower or a tub that is the bathroom. So la salle de bain. The room of baths. Bain means bath. La salle de séjour is the family room. Some people have used two. You have the living room, which is a little more formal, I guess. And then you have the family room where you generally hang out and there's the TV and it's your comfy place. I always grew up with one being the same thing, the family room and the living room being the same thing. But it depends on your house. So we always interchange the words living room and family room. La cave is a cellar. Now you say, hey, what's the difference between a basement and a cellar? Really, not much. But the cellar, you often will hear in France, and when we look at different house listings, you'll see the cave de vin, the wine cellar, which is kind of what a picture of this is kind of. And that's generally there. You don't hang out in la cave. Where in le sous-sol, you could be hanging out. You could have a bedroom down there or a playroom or something like that. L'entrée is the entrance. Easy enough. Your hallway where you go in. Maybe you have a place you put your jacket. Could be even the mudroom. So l'entrée. Une pièce is a room in a house. When you look at house listings and they tell you how many rooms, this is a 5-room house, a 10-room house, they'll say a 5 pièces, 6 pièces. A mansion might have a 50 pièces, 50 rooms. Une salle is a room, and that could be anywhere. Like our classroom is called une salle de classe. So you could use salle, and you've seen it with salle à manger. It's a little more specific. Okay, les toilettes, and you can make it feminine, singular, and just say la toilette, meaning one, is a restroom. That's another half bath. If it's plural, it's the restrooms, like at school or at a store or a restaurant. You'd see les toilettes. If it is in your house, you would just say la toilette. Again, sinks and toilets, no showers or bathtubs. Okay, at the bottom of the notes, en haut, upstairs. En bas, downstairs. Déménager is to move. And louer is to rent. You'll see that a lot when you're driving around. You see louer, which is for rent. Now, extras. We're going to add some extras. So, le bureau is the office. You may have an office area at your house. So, le bureau. We've seen that word when we did the school vocabulary. Le balcon, a balcony. You might have a little balcony outside your room. We don't see it as much in our area, but you see it a lot more in the South, and you see it a lot in France. Now, take a look. There's something a little different in French houses and buildings than ours. When you first walk in, we call that the first floor. In France, it's called le rez-de-chaussée. And that is really like kind of saying the ground floor. And so we call it the first floor. They do not, because you have the ground floor, then you have le premier étage, the first floor. So we don't call it the first floor, we call it the second floor. If you had another one, it would be the deuxième étage. That would be the second floor. So kind of a little different than what we do. So if you look at it this way, you got to see how it's different. Rez-de-chaussée, which is abbreviations RC, is the first floor. But their first floor is what we call the second floor. Their second floor is what we call the third floor. It could get very confusing when you're on an elevator, you're trying to get to the right place. Okay, au revoir, bonne journée, have a good day.